Dirk. Thanks for joining us here at Embedded World at the Intel booth.
Thank you, Matthew, for the invitation.
At MVTec, you all are experts at machine vision. Can you tell me a little bit about how that works and which use cases are most common?
So we're a company with over 25 years of experience in machine vision. And more or less half of our employees work in R&D. So there's a huge expertise. I think that also stands out why we have a strong focus on technology and innovation. And sure, we started with classical approaches, rule-based applications, normal image processing, and also deep learning. And therefore, we have more or less all models that fit good to industrial use cases like classification, anomaly detection, OCR. And we are continuously working on improving that.
What's the criteria for which model you use or what architecture you pick?
I think that depends more or less on the use case of the customers. So sometimes customers have an issue where they don't know what is a defect. They can describe very good what's well, but not what is bad. Sometimes they have only a few images, and therefore we have our global context anomaly detection, for example. So this is a model you just train on good images, and the model will show you what's wrong. So you have a kind of heat map where you can analyze visually, but you can also use object detection for that. If you have a good understanding of what is wrong, then you can label the data. And this is sometimes crucial for applications where you can directly say if an defect appears, that this has a specific impact on the production line. And you can maybe shut down the production, or you can tune some parameters to make the model good again.
Getting this right is key for a good ROI in manufacturing today. And like you, Intel has been in the space for a long time. We've been at the edge for over 40 years. And we have developed a lot of processors specifically for the industrial edge. Processors with 10 years of silicon availability, extended temp capabilities, industrial use conditions, we will run 24/7. These are critical capabilities for the edge. Many of them are even fanless. Here at the show, we've recently launched our Core Series 2 processors with P-cores that have great time-coordinated computing and precision capabilities that the industrial edge needs. We also have recently launched our Core Ultra Series 3 processors, codenamed Panther Lake, with great AI capabilities. How are you leveraging Intel technology as a part of MVTec solutions?
So most of our customers rely on Intel technology, so they have systems that run 10 or more years. And luckily we were able to also have access to your early access program to do some tests on the Panther Lake. Integration was quite easy with OpenVINO, so we just had to do an update. So the development part was quite easy. And we followed some roadmaps of you, and we could also figure out that the performance boost between the earlier version and the Panther Lake version is really, really nice. So for some of our models, we saw a performance improvement of a factor of 12, what is really impressive, yeah. And I also think that our customer relies on that because, it's sustainable. And if you have the processors out there, and there will be a long support, and you will not discontinue them on short notice.
Absolutely. We have strong commitment to keep maintaining these products on behalf of our joint customers out in the market. You mentioned OpenVINO. That's our AI inferencing software that we've had for several years, one of the most mature inferencing stacks in the industry. How do you use OpenVINO?
So we have OpenVINO as part of our AI accelerator interface. So this is a plugin that you can have with Silicon if you want to go to the edge. And there we have OpenVINO integrated to be able to optimize for Intel products. And what is really nice there is that you can optimize a model on a system A and you can deploy it on a system B. That is not true for some other accelerators or maybe GPUs. There you need a specific GPU on the system you're working on to be able to optimize it also for the machine. And I think this is also a good benefit what OpenVINO or Intel provides, that you do not have to have all the stuff you're working on at one place at the site and then go to the machine, and because then you have duplicated stuff. And I think that is sometimes critical, and with GPUs it's also expensive.
Absolutely, and this goes to the benefits of the x86 software ecosystem and the benefits of an open software approach. Can you talk a little bit about open source and the importance of that for you and your customers?
Yeah, for us it's important definitely that if there's something open source and we can use it, we are allowed to use it, and our customers can then benefit. So because our customers rely on performance, and if we have the possibility to use such kind of tool chains to make the life of our customers easier and enable them with our abstraction layer also about OpenVINO, so that's the win-win situation, I would say.
the latest cutting edge of this technology is recent advancements in VLM models and thinking about how Gen AI or agentic approaches might come to play. Obviously, those take more computing power to run. Sometimes those models might be too heavyweight for some defect detection workloads. How are you thinking about the next generation of products and where AI technology is going?
I think there's definitely a shift with the language models. So instead of just predicting something, these models try or they understand the scenes. So, and I think in the future, these models will come more in robotics and maybe logistics in these kind of application. They understand context, they understand language, and these models will definitely have an impact coming further. And if we have the possibility to have lightweight computing systems, being able to perform models with a high capability or big models, I think that will definitely help also the customers.
This is one of the great things about our Core Ultra Series 3 product is you already have an Intel processor most likely in those solutions, and this just adds a lot of AI capability to the solution you already have. So it's a very cost-effective way to deliver the necessary compute. When you work with customers and they try and implement these solutions, what are some of the common ways they get it wrong? What advice would you give?
So for products, when you go to the industry or to industrial applications, the recommendation would be to not use consumer products. So I for myself made bad experiences in the past because these products sometimes disappear and you don't get a notice. So this is not true when you work with products that are made for the industry. So I would recommend to go to products that have a long life cycle and also long service. And because when you use this product, you also get the information from the manufacturer if there is a product and it's discontinued. And then it also depends also what you do. So sometimes you want to refactor a system or you want to install something new, but the system is there for 20 years, 25 years. There is no more space. And though I think there's also a big advantage when we have these NPUs, integrated GPUs and CPUs. And there might be also an interface processor in, maybe an older one, an Atom from an embedded box. And if the form factor is still small, you can just replace this embedded box as well, but you have then 3 compute units instead of 1. So this is also, again, another benefit for the customers.
Absolutely, and we're committed to supporting the edge for decades more to come, and we love working with partners like you to help deliver to our joint customers. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Matthew.